Plaintiff Jimi Grantham dated the defendant, and they eventually got married, even though it wasn't legal in their home state at the time. Jimi claims the relationship went downhill because the defendant has anger issues and often called him names, and he's suing him today for property damage and emotional distress. Defendant Russell Frantom says Jimi tries to play the victim, but they were both responsible for their problems. Russell claims Jimi cheated on him, and the only reason he's suing Russell is because he's romantically interested in Russell's witness. Russell is countersuing for property damage and emotional distress.
Start with you.
Okay, so Russell and I met in 2008. In the beginning, it was more or less friends with benefits kind of thing. And then I moved to Florida, and he missed me, obviously. And we got together in Florida, and it went from us being just friends to, hey, let's get married. And we got married in Florida, not legally because it wasn't legal yet. And things were perfect in the beginning. We were very happy, had fun all the time, laughing. And so then we moved back here to Indiana, apartment, and just slowly kind of started to go downhill. I mean, he has a temper and a short fuse, and I kind of have an attitude. You know, I've been called every name in the book by him: fat, ugly, stupid, useless. So
you lost a lot of weight since that time?
I did.
Obviously. All right, because you certainly don't be fat. You're on the slim side today.
Thank you.
Let me hear from you on some background.
He was cheating. You know, he was doing his own thing. He was listening to his cackling bimbo acquaintances that were putting ideas into his head and invading my life.
What were they saying?
Well, I mean, just harassing. Like, they come over and they sit on my couch, eating my food, talking crap about me when I'm not home with him. And, you know, it's just, it started, that's the way it started.
What type of crap was your
He didn't
friend
like
saying?
any of my friends because he was rude with all of them. He's burned his bridges with so many people in our town and all of our friends because he's so rude, and he thinks the tiniest things that someone says, he thinks everything is rude to him.
Do you get drunk or high and then want to get messy?
I drink a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know you do.
Yeah, that's
And when he
accurate.
drinks,
Folks
he
want to
gets
know
very
how I
angry.
could tell. The man ain't leaning over the thing. You act like you're about to fall out today. And that's why you argue. He looks like he doesn't do much drinking. He just like a little weed every now and then. No?
No.
Well, what you do? You do something
on the
because
weekends
otherwise you would walk away, huh?
I drink on the weekends now.
Okay, so you all just
I'm
fight
just
on
out
the
with my
weekend.
friends
He gets,
now. I'm
all
just
right.
doing my own thing now.
This whole issue is stemming from me being with somebody else that he likes. I'm with somebody new now.
Judge Mathis will be right back.
We got into a fight. He kicked me out. I walked out into the woods. I found this rock, and it was just sparkling. It had like a halo over it. It was like a sign.
I was looking for a roommate. Ended up being a really bad decision. She threatened her cat, threatened to skin it. Her cat had peed all over my house.
They don't deserve to be skinned alive.
Next, 866-3-MATHIS. Plaintiff Jimi Grantham was married to the defendant, and he's suing because he claims the defendant assaulted him and damaged his car.
All right, tell me about the property damages you're suing him for and emotional
Okay, so
distress.
first of all, the cheating, let's go back to that. The cheating, that was at the very, very end of our relationship. I just couldn't take it anymore. I mean, I own up to that, and I'm not
Couldn't
saying...
take the falling out, the fighting, the
Yeah, and I'm
arguing.
not an angel. I'm not saying I'm like a, you know, nice, great person, but I'm not anything close, I think, to that.
Tell me what happened here.
The property damage. Shortly before April 27th, when this occurred, he had broken up with his boyfriend, and he was upset, and for some reason, because I think I just have too big of a heart and I forgive too easily, he said he didn't want to be alone, so I let him come to my apartment. He stayed the night. I went to work the next day, came home, and he was drinking, and just slowly started into a verbal altercation, like always, calling me names. I said, you need to leave. He wouldn't leave. So I grabbed his backpack to take it out, and he said, don't touch my stuff, and he hit me in the head. And so I had to hit him back in self-defense, and I started to drag him out of the apartment. And he had a beer in his hand the whole time. Beer's getting splashed all over. Eventually got him out the front door, locked the door, and he yelled inside, "My stuff is still in there." So I got his backpack, I opened the door, threw it outside, and in the moment of me throwing it outside, he had a rather large rock in his hand, threw it through the front door, and I leaned out of the way, and now there's a big hole in my wall. 30 minutes later, I went outside, assuming he walked away, went home. I don't know where he went. And there's a huge smash in my windshield. I called the police right then, but after they came and took pictures and everything, I called him, and I said, "Why'd you do that? I need you to pay for it." He said, "I didn't do that."
You had a report and the pictures.
Here's the pictures of all the damage and the estimates to fix them. And
Police report.
Oh, police report.
Thank you.
And what did the police? Did they interview him?
No, he was gone.
All right. Sir, what do you want to tell me?
Oh.
Go get him some coffee. You got it. In here. You been drinking or not? You drank all night, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you did.
Yeah.
I can tell. You're going to have to answer these questions. Now, what happened?
Got into a fight. He kicked me out. I walked out into the woods. I found this rock, and it was just sparkling. It had like a halo over it. It was like a sun. So I went out there and I picked it up, and I was like, I have to. And I ran back and I just tossed it in to his window.
Okay, so why shouldn't you pay for it?
Because he keeps up with his drama. He's talking bad about me to everyone constantly. He's antagonizing me. His friends are antagonizing me and harassing me. Just because I'm, seeing somebody else now, and he's trying to start.
That's not a legal defense to damaging his property.
For me.
You can just ignore it. Ignore the talking. Ignore the gossip. Tell him, don't bring that to me anymore. That's what Doyle says when people go to his wife. Well, that's what his wife said. She said, don't bring that mess to me. I know Doyle ain't no good in the first place. I'm just staying with him for the family reasons. Yeah. And he said he's going to do better. Yeah. You don't have to tell me nothing about my husband. I already know about my husband. So tell him that. Your counterclaim is for what?
Well, after that happened, he came over and was trying to sleep with me, and I said I didn't want to.
How long after? The same night?
No, it was like 2 days later after the rock.
That never happened.
He came over and he was trying to, get into bed with me. Then my new guy was over at the time.
How did he get in?
Huh?
How did he get in?
I let him in.
With your new guy there?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
I didn't think that would be an issue because we used to be friends, all of us.
Okay.
So.
The verdict when we return. And later on Judge Mathis.
Her dog has meant a lot to her because her dog kind of went through a lot of the same things that she did, being abused and stuff as a kid.
Do you want her to tell all this?
It's okay.
She's doing you a favor.
She's a good girl. She really is.
Hey, I know, but my point is she may not have wanted everybody to know all this. And you're saying it like you're doing her a favor.
Jimmy Grantham was married to the defendant, and he's suing because he claims the defendant assaulted him and damaged his car.
What was your new guy at when he came into your bedroom?
In the closet.
What's his first name?
It's right here, Chris.
We ain't in the closet no more. You like that? That's supposed to be
that
funny.
Was great, thank you.
All right. All right. And proceed with the property damage.
I'm not going to pursue it.
Well, what are you doing today? You said you were. So you changed your mind.
Yeah.
Emotional distress, you're also dropping that?
Yeah.
$1,700, that includes the emotional distress, which I'm granting to him. And as you say, you're dismissing your claim against him. All right, why are you doing that? You're trying to get back next to him. You better watch him.
Oh, no. He's on
Why
his
would he
own.
dismiss
He's
his
on his
claim
own.
then?
I had no idea he was at his house when that
Dime a
He told me
dozen.
he was at an art show.
You know what that is, right?
Oh, I do.
You don't.
I do.
Thank you. All right. Judgment for the plaintiff, your claim, you withdrew. All right, have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm not interested in Chris at all. I mean, he was the one trying to call my phone last night and ask if he could come into my hotel room. So obviously it's not working out for them.
I'm drunk. I don't know.
I'm just pretty in like a warm bed. I don't know. That's between them. I just hide in closets, I guess.